Hey everybody, Bob Chick along with Sugar Shawn Ray, Hall of Famer. We are here for a special edition of the VOB, and we are overseas, Shawn.
And we are surrounded by greatness, the legendary Lee Haney. Let's not brag. Also, teen national and national champion and junior national.
You're here a long time with the accolades of Lee, but
and national champion.
oh man, Lee, welcome.
And grandpa.
And grandfather. You might have two more grandchildren by the time we get back to the States. And along with the old legends, of course, we've got the new superstars. Mo Fooda joining us. What's going on, Mo?
I'm good. I'm good.
You
of
look
course
good.
was the legend Lee Haney, and
Right?
legend like Shawn, so of course I'm good.
What about, hey,
Bob, you are my brother, Bob. Right?
he considers me family, so I'm not
about you.
I'm not in legend status, but Mo, you look big as a house, man. I know you're getting ready for the upcoming season.
I'm trying to catch up with Shawn.
Good luck with that. But Mo, we're going to see you on stage early 2026. I'm told you might be in the Arnold Classic.
We have a plan, and we will stick to this plan. I took the permission from Rudy Panetta, and he gave me the decision that we're gonna actually participate in Arnold next year.
Look for this man to make his mark this year, Shawn. He's got all the size, got the shape, the symmetry, the proportion, and he can let that physique fly on the stage. So don't be surprised. We're going to see Mo in the Olympia. Speaking of the Olympia, and speaking of the Panada booth, we are here, obviously, at the booth here in Turkey, and the fans are out there. Lee, you've been busy all day signing autographs.
All day, man. Pictures, shaking hands, kissing babies.
Make sure you got that in the right order. Last time you were shaking babies and kissing hands.
Yes.
Yeah.
All
A
right.
lot of fun, though. A lot of fun. Beautiful people. Beautiful. I mean, everything is great.
Yeah, it's been a great weekend so far. We got one more day to go here, but we got to get down to business, boys, because today marks 2 weeks until the Olympia, Shawn. Just 2 weeks. We'll be in Las Vegas, Nevada for Joe Weider's 61st edition, which, by the way, is the same age as us.
Well, I'm 60, not 61.
Here we go.
So let's go back to 1965.
Nobody can figure this
Your
out.
very first Mr. Olympia was Larry Scott. That was the year I was born. He actually won that 1 month after I was born. So
That's right.
it's been 60 years, truth be told.
There is no year zero, okay, folks? That's how the math works with that whole thing. But that's a whole other episode of the VOB. All right, we're going to talk Olympia right now. So, Mo, you're not on the stage, so we're going to put you in the director's seat, the judge's seat. Lots of talk, lots of speculation. Who's going to be the man? Who's going to be the winner? Can Sampson repeat? Can Derek get it back? Hottie is back in the fold. Beirut's, we don't think is going to get a visa. That doesn't look.
I hope he gets it.
We're all hoping, man, but he's a top 5 guy. But what are you seeing early on, Mo? Your early predictions? You've seen the videos, you've seen the pictures.
I think we will have Samson for the second time. I don't think anybody can beat Samson at this point. I don't know who's gonna be second, but maybe Nick, maybe Derek, maybe Hadi.
It's wide open, right?
Yeah, it's open for everyone to be second. Third, I think it's gonna be between Andrew Jack or
Okay.
let's say, I love Andrew Jack. I don't know why people sleep on him.
He's the big boy.
Yeah, I love him, so I think he's gonna be third, fourth. And the guys actually disappeared. Like we don't hear or listen or see or anything about Andrew. So I think he's gonna come back better and stronger. And I wish he blessed third, fourth this year.
You know, Shawn, we talk about matchups, especially at the Olympia level, and it's all about the company you keep. As you've often been saying over the years, you're only as good as the guy you're standing next to when it comes to comparison. Andrew Jack compares very well with Samson Dauda.
Well, height-wise, out to that, I think there's not a lot of comparison. I think Sampson, like Lee Haney back in the day, is going to be a runaway winner. He's just too big, too thick, too full. The knock on him is that his skin is a little bit thick. But we're also in a day and age where the bodybuilder's skin don't have to be onion peeled like back in the day. We don't see the ripped bodybuilders anymore. So being fuller actually plays to Sampson's advantage because we know that Derek doesn't get as hard from the front as he does from the back. Hottie seems to be much harder from the front than he is from the back. And Sampson, overall, he just is going to be a little bit too dominating for these guys. I'm a Sampson fan. I was waiting for him to arrive. Last year he did. I don't see where he blows this one.
Well, Lee, I know you're a big Sampson fan as well. No surprise there because he looks a lot like you on stage. So,
Man, Sampson makes mass looks great. He flows very well with his height. I mean, who can beat that?
Right.
I mean, he bring that presentation with him, and he's got that nice tapering waist. I mean, he's my guy.
Look, Lee, you've been a proponent, especially this year, very vocal out there in the bodybuilding community about bringing back a look, shape, symmetry, proportion. We have it in classic. Can Samson keep it in the open?
I definitely believe he can, no doubt about it. You know, then of course you got Haney. Haney's always ripped, looks great. Then you got Beruz. I don't think he's gonna. I hope he get it.
We're all hoping
We hope he get it. Yeah.
He's qualified 3 times over, and it's because of visa issues, as everybody knows that he's having a hard time getting to the States. We're going to go with the idea that he cannot get in there because we have to pick a position right now, whether he's in the lineup or not. But if he's not in the lineup, you've got 3 Mr. Olympias, 4 with Brandon Curry that are going to be making their way to the stage. I did see your boy Big Ramy. I saw his name on the list, but is he competing?
No, I don't think.
No, I don't think so. So
I don't think he's gonna do it this year.
looks like you're representing Egypt this year, bro.
Yeah, but I don't think he's gonna do it. I don't think so.
I wouldn't. Why would he want to do it at this point?
I don't think he actually announced that he will do it.
No, his name was on the initial list, but
Because people keep saying he will do it.
right.
That's it.
So,
And that I don't think it's a big deal with Rami to do it anymore.
yeah,
But I think he will never come back to do it. Okay, he has to prove nothing. Actually, he proved that he is 2 times Mr. Olympia.
yeah.
And anyway, if he come back to be second, third, fourth, 5, he will be Mr. Olympia forever.
Well, you still got Brandon Curry in the mix. He's the old veteran in there. He's basically taking over where Dexter left off. But how much gas does he have in the tank, Shawn?
Well, look, I mean, when you win the Mr. Olympia, for some guys, it's hard to walk away and do something else. We saw that with Samir Banu. We've seen it with a few other bodybuilders in the past. Brandon has gas in the tank, but on this field, Father Time is not his friend. These guys are too big. They're too thick. I think that ship sailed. Brandon had his moment. He'll find his way off the stage eventually. He won't find his way in the victory circle this year. Samson really doesn't have to do a whole lot of changes. That's the one thing people are forgetting. We didn't look at Samson last year and go, if he only brings up his hamstrings, if he only gets a little bit bigger, he has to repeat what he did last year. Everybody else has to chase him down.
All right, so as you can hear, we are here at the Expo. That loud Aksha sound is their MC. That's something you're not going to hear from me, Lee, on the Olympia stage, but way over the top. Hey, tone it down a little bit. But we're going to do our best. Hopefully you guys can hear what we got to say. The competition is a kind of a mix of old and new. You still got Bonac. I tell you what, Bonac had a banner year this year. Allegedly his last year. He says he's going to retire, but he wanted to go out in style. But he's got some great placings and still brings a formidable physique. How high can go in here? Can he contend for that top 6 still?
I feel he can be in the top 6. Yeah. Yeah, you just got to bring the package. I mean, he knows how to peak, knows how to get cut. It just depends on what the other guys bring too, though. I mean, everybody's trying to get better to take it to the next level, so it's going to be interesting.
Well, the one guy we haven't even mentioned yet is Martin Fitzwater. Fitzwater kind of burst on the scene last year, a 4th place finish. And, of course, you got Nick Walker, and you can't talk about an Olympia without Nick Walker, whether he's in the Olympia or whether he's out of the Olympia. Looks like he's on track this year and better than ever. We saw him earlier in the season in New York and in Pittsburgh, bringing a great and improved physique where he almost beat Derek Lunsford.
His body was tired. He was exhausted. I don't think we can judge it from that show because he wasn't at his best. I think his best when he was 4 at Olympia. And I think if he come back with better, maybe more size, I think he could be top 3, top 4 as well.
Well, tell you what, Fitzwater was 4th place. Now, that was without Nick Walker in the lineup, but he had his chance in Pittsburgh, Shawn. I thought he blew a great opportunity where Derek was certainly not his best. Nick was improved, but Fitzwater, you can make an argument that he's got a better physique, but if he didn't show up at 100%, can he make amends at this Olympia and retain that top 4th spot?
I mean, look, anything's possible when you talk about the Olympia. Some people rise to the occasion. Others, they shrink. We saw Nick Walker for the 2 consecutive years not make it to the stage.
Right.
And we still have a couple of weeks. It's not a guarantee that Nick even makes it to the stage. I said that a year ago, and that came true.
Yeah.
I don't want to jinx the guy, but he's got a lot to do in the next 2 weeks. And getting through prejudging is going to be one of the biggest obstacles for Nick Walker. Should that happen, I believe he'll be top 6. I know you had him out of the top 8, somewhere in there. But I think he can make top 6. Fitzwater, on the other hand, he's on the bubble because he was on the ropes in Pittsburgh. He mistimed his peak. He's got so much more time to now fix it. He's going to be struggling to make top 6.
No matter how you dice it, Lee, Nick is the odd man out when it comes to the ideals that you put a lot of stock into when it comes to looking like a Mr. Olympia champion. Shape, symmetry, proportion. His display is okay. He does a decent job showing his physique, but where is the emphasis, Lee, or where should it be? How much weight? Do they all hold equal weight? Or do you even get past shape, symmetry, and proportion before you even get to muscularity and conditioning?
Well, the standard has always been, it's always got to be symmetry, proportion. And then comes, of course, shape, that sort of deal. So Fitzwater I love that, all of that about him. Can he peak? Can he repeat a peak? That's where that's where the science comes in at. And if you're able to master that, then you're on the road to victory. But so far, from what I've seen, Samson is ahead of that. Hottie is ahead of that. They know how to do that, know how to do it right. Nick, shape is always, our era has always been about shape, symmetry, balance. So when you look at those things, I think Nick can maybe be in the top 6, but I can't see him, overpowering Hottie. Let's don't even talk about Samson. That's a whole nother world.
Shawn, if I'm not mistaken, I look at Samson versus Nick, seems strangely reminiscent of Haney versus Gasperi.
Yeah, I mean, and we know what the results were every single time. So just genetically speaking, Gaspari just was never going to have enough in his tank to take out Lee. Lee would have had to show up out of shape, and that never happened for him. And even if he did show up out of shape, he would have been a fuller, rounder version of himself, and Gaspari's blocky graininess probably would not have been able to overcome the genetics. That's just the way it is. I think Nick Walker can come in sliced, he can come in peeled, he can come in muscular. It's not going to be enough to beat the genetics that Samson has.
Mo Fooda, you are currently on the scene here. Not in the Olympia this year, but of course you will be on that stage next year. So many other names that are getting thrown around because it gets really crowded when you talk about 6 through 10. And you got guys like Tony O'Burton who were there last year. New guys like Jordan Hutchinson who came on the scene, looked excellent, looked great. You've got Regan Grimes also in mix. Urs Kalachinsky, we haven't even talked about because he wasn't even in the Open just as a few months ago. And now all he's done is win 2 shows and come on the scene. Lots of talk about Urs and where he can place. Is he a top 10 guy, or is the landscape going to change a little bit when he gets up against better competition at the Olympia?
I don't know. Why me? Why?
Oh, listen, we're putting you in the judges box right now.
I believe Tony could be top 10, easy for him.
Yeah,
He's a good guy.
well, he was top 10 last year, right?
Those guys come in condition anyway. Yeah. So he will be 7, 8 around that. Bonek the same.
Yeah.
Ors, I'm not sure about Ors. He's doing good in Open,
He's doing great.
but I believe he needs time. Like his back, his arms. I'm not sure, but when I watched his second show, like the side chest, he missed like his arms is not big as the other guys. So I think he needs to work on his arms, his back. I think he comes in condition. That's good. But matching the Open guys, I'm not sure about that. I think he needs time.
Well, we're going to see that unfold. I think it's a great storyline, certainly, with Urs. He could go anywhere, Shawn, in terms of, could he crack the top 10? Sure. I mean, listen, he's got that type of a physique. He's a big boy. He's young, 25, 26 years old.
Yeah.
The big question is does this open the door? Will he open the door for other classic competitors? We already talked about Keon. Keon's going to be making his way into an Open show. Highly anticipated because I tell you what, that physique right there, Shawn, I don't care how big you are, he's going to be taking out a lot of guys when he makes his way to the Open.
Well, I think some of these guys are doing themselves a disservice when you're 6 feet tall and you have to hold yourself back from actually growing.
Sure.
You're not bodybuilding anymore. You're like trying to make weight, and that's a tough way to build your body. And I think if Urs just naturally lets himself fill out and go into his own body weight, again, I told you a year ago, I thought that Bumstead could win an Open competition.
Maybe should have.
And I thought he should have. He got beat by Martin Fitzwater, but we're going about the best body. I thought Bumstead had the best body, could have beat Rami. And Rami was a 2-time Mr. Olympia. Now you start talking about economics. The Classic is not paying what the Open division is paying. And if you're doing this and you're dealing with economics, I'd rather be a top 5 bodybuilder in the world than being the Classic physique guy getting half the pay. So it makes more sense for Urs to step up. He's doing the same amount of work. He's putting his life on hold for the same amount.
Right.
I would rather be in the Open, get paid for my services, and have an opportunity to grow into my physique. 2 or 3 years down the road, several guys will be gone, and he'll be sitting pretty.
Well, we see Keon, we see his pictures, his video. He's just got a tremendous physique. He looks like a cartoon character come to life. There's no doubt in my mind he goes to Open as long as he doesn't go too big, because he doesn't need to, because that waist just seems to stay small. And the waist is the key to any physique, as we see. You keep a small waist, you can keep a better physique.
Yeah, I strongly believe in just what you said, Bob. Keon is a specimen. Keon is the Excalibur of physiques. I don't see, when you look at Samson's height and proportion, you look at Keon's height and proportion, Keon has an edge when it comes to overall symmetry. You can't question that. Everybody knows it. So you just got to be careful of not trying to play the mass game. You're never going to outmass Samson. He's not.
Right.
But for who he is and his proportion, his balance, he's the only one out there that I see with that kind of package.
I call him the next Mr. Olympia.
Well, we did. Does Keon have any formidable competition? We did see, was it Nahat that was here yesterday? Young kid, and boy, he's got a great physique. He can actually hang with Keon. Can he beat him, though?
I don't think so. Second, he'll be second.
Right.
But Keon, he's unbeatable. I don't think anybody can beat Keon.
That's a crazy physique, ain't it?
No. Even when he decided to do Brugge, I think.
Yeah.
So Brugge after Olympia, I think he could beat anyone except the top 5 in Olympia, guys. I believe he can beat anyone because he has, as Lee said, the static.
Sure.
Like balance between upper and lower. His back is crazy now. Glutes, hamstring, everything. So I don't like when I'm talking about my category. Open bodybuilders, when they try to actually getting bigger, they lose or there is no balance.
Sure.
You will see more weakness, more than he like Urs. That's what I'm saying about Urs. Like I love him and I don't want him to misunderstand what I'm saying. But I believe he needs time for this reason. Because he was competing when he was classic physique. He was actually trying to catch up with guys like the same size, the same roundness, the same condition. But when he gets bigger, you can see now the weakness in his back, the weakness in his arms. That's why I'm saying that he needs time. But I believe in the future he could do, I believe like he could be top 6, top 5 Mr. Olympia in the future.
Absolutely. Well, you know what? They're heating up in all the divisions. The most vocal might just be men's physique. Boy, these guys just go at it, Lee. Hey, listen, physique is physique. When it comes to the Olympia, it's the best of the best. Ryan Terry, 2-time, looking for 3. Jeremy Buendia is back, our first ever, and he was a 4-time champion. He just went in the show. He went in the Sasquatch, big show in that area, and won it.
Achilles heel.
Yeah. He's had some injuries he's overcome, but he says this is it. He wants one more stab at it, see if he can get that title back. But you've got some tremendous physiques up there. Ali Bilal, who might be the heir apparent. He's got a beautiful physique. But, boy, these guys are vocal. I go online. You go on Instagram. I know you're a big Instagram guy. And but they just go at it and go at it. But you know what? That's good for the sport. That's what you need.
Yeah, and you still have Banks that we're not talking about. We're talking about Hendrickson, talking about Andre Ferguson.
Yeah,
There's a lot of guys in that men's physique. If that's what you're into, there's a lot of depth and there's a lot of subjectivity to that division.
You know, Lee, one of the things that came up this year, and I got a strong response to it, and I've heard it from colleagues. Lee Priest has put it out there. Jay Cutler has been a little bit vocal. The basic premise is that why do we have these other divisions that you don't really need them? Back in Lee's day, in your day, you were at Lee Priest. In your day, you were able to hang with the big boys and all that. My take on that is, no, you absolutely need these other divisions. That's how you're able to grow into these things. Because if you go back just a few years, Derek Lunsford was a 212 champion, Olympia champion. And then he made his way to the Open and made himself an Olympia champion, Mr. Olympia. But if you go back 5-6 years, that's not a physique that would have done anything in the Open. He needed time to grow in the divisions. I think you need these other divisions and then let the guys decide. They have somewhere to go. Logan Franklin started in board shorts. Now he's a classic Olympia contender. And now you've got the Derek Lunsford, who was a 212 now, a former Mr. Hadi Chupan was a 212 guy. So I say live and let live.
I think so too. I love the fact that there's something for everybody in the sport now. I mean, I like to see it grow in the way that it's going, but we also got to be careful with the standard.
Diluting.
You don't want to dilute the standard. And all of a sudden,
Everybody.
you got guys looking like an ox. We don't need that. But where we going as far as there's something for everybody, fantastic. Just maintain the standard of what a beautiful physique should look like.
All right, time for the big poll. All right, you're back in the judge's seat, Mo. Who is your 2026 Mr. Olympia? Samson Dauda. Shawn.
Ms. Olympia, Andrea Shaw.
That's the easiest call in the world.
6 times Andrea Shaw.
Mr. Olympia, who is it?
I already said it. I mean, you can take that to the bank. Samson, 2-time.
Samson.
And still.
Samson.
Still Olympia champion, Samson Dauda. All right, everybody, we're going to wrap it up here at the Panada booth, day 3 here in Turkey. Thanks, everybody, for joining. And get those comments in. That is me and Shawn on there giving you all kinds of grief. So come on, give me your comments. On behalf of Lee Haney, Sugar Sean Ray, and Mo Fooda, I'm Bob Chick. Yo, we out of here.